guys, Max1836.3 here, and this is part 9 of my Dark Messiah Might and Magic playthrough on hard difficulty with narration, chapter 5, Temple of the Spider, and this is video 2 of 6 on this level. So I want to start off with a quick correction. I believe in the previous level I just simply referred to this level as Temple Island or something like that. That is inaccurate. I have double checked, and the correct title for this level of the game is actually Temple of the Spider, which I believe is a kind of reference to one of the spider goddesses that this game occasionally references to, more so chapter 6 onwards, but you'll see that when we get there. So yeah, it's actually Temple of the Spider. And also right at the end of the last video we picked up the rope bow, which isn't exactly an original concept as it has been done before in a couple of games, but it is still pretty cool. I mean, we're using the rope bow here, you fire it, a rope spawns, and you can climb up. So, pretty handy tool.
Let's get to the entrance. We must get away.
Find shelter.
Targon, don't! It's too powerful. Get down. Targon, no! Meet your death. That was close. Too close, actually. We better keep our eyes open. We're dead if it catches us. Poor Targon. He was a good mage, and loyal to my uncle for many years.
Shogun make new vest from what? Shogun no hunter. New vest from Paukai. Trade arrowheads for hide. Arrowheads?
So, like I said, I believe the rope bow also featured in one of the earlier Thief games. I have had the pleasure of playing Thief 3. I believe there's 3 Thief games. I played the third one, which was, in its own right, simply a fantastic game. I never actually had the pleasure of playing the first 2, and I believe it is in one of the earlier games that the rope bow appeared. Yeah, like obviously I read articles about the earlier Thief games and how there was rope bows and stuff.
You're here. Orcs entered the temple, and we were too few to match. I've been hiding since then.
I'm glad you made it, Duncan, when so many of our men didn't. The fighter with us is Sareth, Fenrig's apprentice. He saved our mission twice already in Stonehelm.
Then I'm doubly glad that he is here. A worthy sword arm is always welcome.
He's very worthy, Duncan.
Don't we have a skull to find, dear?
But enough chatter. Arantir will be on our heels. There are other boats in Stonehelm. Duncan, you defend the boat. Sareth and I will find the skull. We may have to leave quickly when we return.
As you wish. The blessings of Erath be with you.
So obviously I haven't played the earlier Thief games, so I can't really compare what the rope bow in this game is like to Dark Messiah, to Thief even.
The altar room is this way. Let's hurry. I'm worried about Arantir.
I don't like the feel of this.
But it is quite cool, and I do like it. I do like the idea. It's not quite as free-flowing as the description of the rope bow would have you believe.
The orcs have sealed up the temple. We'll have our work cut out for us to get back in.
And by we, she means you. Not very honest, is she?
Do you think you can get us through? Good luck.
In as far as you can only fire the rope bow, you know, there are restrictions with the rope bow. You can only fire it against certain structures. The description in game says that you can fire it against any wooden structure and it will spawn a rope. That's not quite the case. You can't quite fire it into any wooden structure. There are kind of certain conveniently placed...
Look, the entrance to the tomb is just ahead. I'll watch your back, Sarah. Call if you need me.
Isn't it nice of her to let us do all the work?
Conveniently placed tree branches or wooden planks and stuff like that. You can fire a rope, well, fire the arrow spawns a rope, you can climb up, get access to other areas that you wouldn't be able to reach otherwise. Unfortunately, you can't swing the rope. You can't swing about like Tarzan, you can't actually move on the rope apart from straight up or down. And it is slightly buggy at times. I have sometimes been stuck on ropes. If I fire it too close against a wall or something, you get stuck or jammed. It's slightly glitchy. But in practice it works quite well. You can use it as a weapon as well. You can fire it against enemies if you wish. Doesn't spawn a rope. It just kind of functions like a normal arrow then, but it's not particularly powerful, so it's slightly pointless doing that. But the rope bow is pretty essential to your journey. I don't know if the game actually lets you drop the rope bow or not, but if it does, I wouldn't advise that.
Here it is. Magnificent, isn't it?
That's one word for it.
Uncle said the Skull of Shadows is in the crypt beyond this gate. If you can place the crystal in the heart of the temple, I can open it. But it will take time. There are all sorts of magical defenses here. That corridor leads to the chamber where you can activate the crystal. The incantation will take a lot of preparation time. Hurry back. I don't want to be alone here too long.
Will you be safe here?
I'd be safer with you, but I have to prepare the spell. Hurry.
Oh, is little Miss Mage afraid of the dark?
I don't like leaving her alone with orcs around, or Erend here. I need her to get inside.
You're such a gentleman.
So I wouldn't advise dropping the rope bow because simply it would make progress in the game impossible. There are a few times when you have to use the rope bow in order to progress. There's just simply no other way around it. There are also a few occasions where you can get to secret areas and stuff with the rope bow, but in terms of just general game progress, there are a couple of occasions where you must use it or you're not going to get anywhere. We'll most likely see one of those examples.
There's a goblin infestation.
In the next video probably, when we go through the spider pit, which is a pain in the balls. But we'll deal with that when we get there. So once you've picked up the rope bow, it's a good idea to just keep a hold of it, don't drop it. And I should probably also clarify as
I don't want to be
well.
under that column when it falls. What a terrible guest you are. Here for 5 minutes and you're already wrecking the place.
So although you can't swing back and forth while on a rope, but you can swing from rope to rope, so you can fire off multiple ropes and jump from one to the other. And you in actual fact do need to do that at one point. You need to fire off about 3 ropes.
Don't forget, we may still have to kill that Paukai. Urgash knows how.
I forgot that. We'll deal with it when the time comes.
Now, to the right here, there is a pretty nasty little trap. And basically, if you know, there's a kind of burglar plate on the floor, and if you step on it, you're kind of in a hallway, you'll see it, you're in a hallway, just right there. And if you step on this plate, the sort of doors at both ends, or steel bars I should say, slam shut, and the walls basically start to close in on you. They're too high to try and jump up and grab, you can't stop them, there's nothing you can do about it. You're only, if you do get caught in this trap, the only thing that you can do is get your robo out, fire it against the kind of wooden ceiling, I suppose you could say, spawns a rope, and then you can climb up high enough to avoid this closing wall. Otherwise it is an instant death. It's did happen to me once, as I kind of panicked, I didn't have a clue what to do. So yeah, there are some booby traps in this game. On this occasion I just fling a barrel and it kind of spawns it. I don't think you can jump over this burglar plate, so I just trigger the trap off, and while the walls are closing in, I just kind of gather up bits and bobs. There's potions and stuff there, as you can see. I think that might have been a steel bar in that crate there, but we've already created the longsword. That's what you would use the steel bar for at the very rare smithing places that are in the game. You can craft new swords. It's kind of underdeveloped though, because there's only actual...
Now.
In the entire game there's only actually two swords that you can craft. The steel long swords, which we did back in chapter 3, I think. But with the flame gold bar, which is a kind of special type of metal I suppose, you can create the earthfire sword, which is basically a flaming sword, and it's very good, very powerful. But we won't get access to that until quite some time.
I'm sorry. I made it there, but those damn goblins have taken control of the port codes.
There is another way. A bit more complicated. What's that? The Palkai! It's back!
One of the few occasions where you can instantly kill a boss, but it took me forever to figure that out actually, that you could just lure him through that trap there and shut the door on him. Otherwise it would probably be quite a difficult fight if you were to try and do it conventionally.
You did it! I can open a passage, but I don't know what you'll find on your way.
So Leanna kind of opens up this other passage first.
You know, if it had been me, I would have thanked you properly.
To the spider pit, but we will see that in the next one. So that's all from me, and I'll catch you the next time.
Should be. Hurry! I still need to prepare the spell, and Arantir could be here at any moment. And Sareth, good luck.
What? No goodbye kiss?